Hey guys and gals, Mama Bear here with a daily dash of life. Today I'm going to be showing you how to turn this into this. I'm also going to be turning this into this. In my opinion, the hardest part so far with pineapples is getting them to propagate because they start to mold before you get roots. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you how to prevent that from happening. Step 1. Pick a pineapple, and this pineapple right here smells amazing. Oh my god. After picking a really good pineapple, I'm going to go ahead and chop off the top. I'll just cut this up in a little bit. This right here is my culprit. Any part that touched any of the sugar or syrupy part of the pineapple is what's going to cause the mold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this back even more. So from here, there's this little nub right here. From here to here is nub, and I'm going to cut that off. There, now I just have stem or bark or whatever you want to call this. I'm not sure what it's called, but I cut this way back. Now I'm going to continue and I'm going to take the leaves off. Just peel back all these leaves because these will get moldy as well. So you got to be very careful with that. And I'm going to give myself some room to put in the water. Just keep peeling. Just keep peeling. Just keep peeling. Peeling, peeling. What did you do? Peel, peel. All right. That looks good. From here to here will be submerged in water. Now, if you want to continue to go further than that so that you can have more submerged in water, keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Boom. All right. Now, that is step 2. Step 3. I'm going to allow this area right here to dry out. So I'm going to set it aside for a few days, not worry about it, just set it and forget it. You can give it anywhere between 3 and 5 days, even 7 days, it's up to you, but a minimum of 3 days because this needs to, it's not going to grow skin over it. It's not going to really, it's going to sort of callus, but it's just going to dry out. And that's what you want. I mean, you just want this part to dry out. After my pineapple has had a chance to dry out and callus and everything, then I'm going to submerge it in water. I could use a bulb vase. As you can see, I'm using this one for this pineapple. And then for this avocado, I used this bulb vase. But you don't have to use the bulb vase. I actually used a little candle holder for this one because this right here held it just in the position that I needed it to be held. As you can see, this part is holding it up above the water and it's giving my roots enough space to grow. I'm going to use this one for this one. So what I'm going to do is, again, once it's dried out, I'm going to fill this with water all the way up to the line right here that was created. I don't want to go past that line because the leaves will begin to mold and get gross. It'll make your water slimy and we don't want that. So this is just going to be set aside for now until it's ready. So while that's drying out to turn into this, I'll show you what to do with the avocado. Let me see if I can show you real quick these roots. I'm very proud of these roots. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. And if you can, see how I don't overfill it past into the leaves? You want to make sure you do that. But if you can, give them rainwater. All of your indoor plants are going to just like shoot up. They're going to love any rainwater you can catch and give them. There's times where I do, if we're having a storm or something, I take my plants, my indoor plants outside and just let them get rained on. And I collected some rainwater recently because we've been having a lot of storms, and I gave this one some water. Believe it or not, a couple of days ago, we didn't have all these roots. We had some sprouting up. You might notice, let me see if I see any right now. Let's see. Sometimes you'll get like a little nub like this, and that's where a root wants to pop out. I had some of those, and I had little bitty tiny pieces of white root starting to form. I gave it some rainwater and boom, I got a ton of new roots. So these plants love rainwater. The thing about avocados is I like to choose avocados that I know taste good. So there's the kind at the grocery store that you can get and everything that, oh yay, this is a normal avocado. But I happen to get these at the Mexican store, and they just always have a really good texture and taste to them. And then I just crack it open. Now, when you're cracking open an avocado, they say don't cut the avocado pit. Be very careful with that. But honestly, the pit is just a case. That's all it is. This right here is the case. And there's an actual seed inside in the center. So you cutting the pit isn't really going to do anything. It's not going to do any harm. I'm going to show you the two ways to do this. I'm going to cut, and this part actually helps me when I'm skinning the pit, when I create this cut in here, because the pit right here, the skin of the pit gets cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my knife and tap and twist, and that's going to get my pit out. The other way to do this is going to be to cut your avocado open, right down the center if you can, twist, and then sometimes, I hope something catches this, but sometimes I just push right here and hold on to this part and ooh. Bingo.
Hi, I am Brother Bear.
And I am Mama Bear. With another person joining today. Okay, so step 2. I'm going to grab my avocado. See how dirty it is? Full of avocado?
Definitely so dirty.
I'm going to clean it off with a paper towel. Get as much of this gunk off as I can. I'm going to need another paper towel, assistant.
Hey, I was your assistant.
Ah! So many assistants.
Mama.
All
Hi,
right.
it's me, Brother Bear.
Okay, so I'm going to continue to clean with the paper towel. All right. Now, I have these two cleaned off as much as I can. And what I'm going to do is clean them off in water.
Yes.
So just take them to the sink, wash them off as well as you can. Can you go grab me the that towel over there, please? That kitchen towel.
Okay.
Thank you.
And there's still one more avocado seed. Bye.
There's still one more avocado seed. That's right. We're going to make some guacamole. All right. So pretend I just washed them off, right? Oh, no, that towel over there. So pretend I'm washing them off. I'm just washing them off in a bowl of water with warm water. Dry them off as much as you can.
Yes.
So just wash them off in water, warm water if you can. Scrub, if you have a potato scrubber or any kind of scrubber, go ahead and scrub away at the seeds, because you want to get as much of the avocado off of the skin as possible. Again, you don't want anything molding. Now you can dry. Dry, dry, dry. Dry, 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 dry. And then you're going to set these aside for a few days as well. 3 days to a week should be good. After a few days, they're going to go from this to this. Ooh. To this. See how dry the skin is now? It's going to make it so much easier for you to just peel this skin off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That didn't take too long, did it?
Not at all.
All right, all the skin is off. And as you can see, I left this here. This has a cut in it, but that's not going to affect anything. When you take the skin off, it just makes the process go by quicker. If not, the pit is going to be trying to open up. It's going to be slower when it comes to it opening up and spreading, and then things just take longer for some reason. The skin is like holding the pit closed, as opposed to without the skin, it gives it a better chance of opening. So I always make sure that I peel off the skin before I set my avocado seed to propagate. There we go. From this to this, this to this. Then you can just set your pit in a bulb vase, or again, this is just a tea candle holder. I try to avoid using the toothpicks, but I don't always have extra bulb vases laying around, so this is what I do sometimes. And as you can see, this one is already trying to open up. I just put this one out and it's already trying to open up. And way in there, that little dot in there is the seed. So it has all this room. If you cut right here with the knife, look how much room it has. It has that thick wall to get through before the seed is messed up. So don't be so afraid when you're opening up the pits. I used to be afraid until I saw how much room it actually had. And here I have some yummy grapefruit seeds. I had some grapefruit and I just thought, wow, I love this grapefruit. So I saved some seeds and I let them dry out, and I need to go put those out on the property. Hopefully they'll grow into a big grapefruit tree one day. You're going to go from this to this with a little opening going on right there to this. You're going to see some roots happening. And you're going to see a little tiny nub. You can see it right there. That little tiny nub. You'll see more root than the nub. Then that will turn into this. And that will turn into this. Can you see that? Turn into this. And this, you might say, needs to be in dirt, and I've been meaning to put it in some dirt. I want to put it in some dirt, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Do not be in a rush to plant it outside. You're going to need to keep it inside in a big pot for a while before you decide to plant it outside. You want it to get big and strong and sturdy before you put it in the ground, especially if you've been living in Texas and you've had wild hard freezes lately the past few years, and then they die. I've had a grapefruit tree, a lemon tree, and a avocado tree die because of that. So next time I'm just going to keep them in longer Then I can acclimate them outside for a few years in a big pot, and then I can move them in and out as I need to. And then I'll eventually plant them in the ground once they're strong and sturdy and can handle the hard freeze. One little tip I forgot to mention is don't put the pineapple in direct sunlight. Put it like more in a darker, shadier spot where it's not going to be getting a ton of light, and then your roots will start to pop up. If there's too much light, your roots aren't going to pop up. I have mine sitting in the kitchen over here off to the side where it's not going to be getting exposed to too much sun. There's sunlight coming from this window. There's a window over here that is providing some sunlight, but as you can see, it's more in the darker, shadier area. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you find lots of success with your plants. And if you learned anything new today that you didn't know yesterday, or you found this video helpful or it answered any of your questions, please like, share, and subscribe. Toodles!